Hey boys and girls, this is Ken from Vandewan Gardens, and it's early March, so the grass is starting to get green, so things are going to start to grow. That means it's time to get my weed block down. So I used the old greenhouse as well as some ripped up tarps and shower curtains and all sorts of crazy stuff for a weed block last year, and in some cases I didn't use any weed block because I wasn't sure if I was going to interfere with the building of the greenhouse. So now that that's all built, I can take some of these extra 2x6s and put them to some use. So I'm going to build a couple more beds, but you see all this dead stuff. Well, I'm going to need to chop this all up and put it somewhere. Now, some people have compost bins. I just put stuff down underneath the garden because I figure that's where it came from. So that's where hopefully the nutrients will be the most needed. So in some cases I'll dig holes and put it inside. But over here, I'm gonna put it all in there and just cover it up with dirt. Extend my beds just a little tiny bit. So that's what is going on here. The bees are alive. So you see I took the black paper off, so you can see them going in and out. Not a lot, but there's a queen in there and she's laying. I saw some brood. I saw some capped brood actually. So hopefully we'll start seeing an explosion of bees from this center hive. And then from that one, I'll build out the other 6. Hopefully. We'll see. I'll put 4 in the front and 2 in the back. And hopefully they'll be happy. So I've got a scheme to try to make her swarm early and often. I put a queen excluder in the middle of those 2 brood boxes. There's loads of honey in both of them. So I think I'm going to have to pull that out and put some drawn comb for her to lay in, because they don't really have a lot of space to move that honey around. They went into winter with a lot of honey. So I was hoping that would make more of them survive, but only one did, and that's all you really need. And who knows, maybe that'll make them friendlier if they all came from the same hive. So I'd been using cardboard boxes for weed block, so those are also going to go into the new beds. I think I've got enough wood for 1, 2, maybe 3 new beds. So I'm going to leave this as the entrance in and out. I had always dreamt about planting more viney things like pumpkins and watermelons here. Never have. So of course it's started to weed. So that's what the carpet's for. It's just a big old weed block. And I got some compost left over from last year that I'm hoping to bring to bear into these new beds. You might also notice I've got a couple of swarm traps over here. So in addition to having 1, 2, 3, 4 empty boxes for the bees to go in, they also have these 2 swarm traps. And there's a spray called Swarm Commander, I think. You spray on the frames inside, and the bees are attracted to it. So we'll see. Hopefully I won't have swarms that I gotta go get. Hopefully I'll have swarms that'll just move from one box to the other. I'm sure it's not going to work that way. I gave them some water down here, and I also gave them some sugar water up on the top of the hives. It's not going to freeze the next couple of weeks, or the next couple of days I should say, but if I do see it getting below freezing, I'll take that water out because I don't want it to break and then flood them. And I got my camera here, trying to keep an eye. So the garlic's coming up in and amongst the asparagus, so hopefully that'll sprout really good this year. So anyway, this is what the garden looks like. It's nice to be able to get out and get a sweat built up.